to lead us in prayer. Let us pray. Our dear Heavenly Father, we want to thank you for this opportunity to be here at the Connected Africa Summit. We thank you, Lord, for the last 4 days, this being the last day you've been with us, oh God. We thank you for every conversation that has been held, Lord, for advancing our digital initiatives across not only Kenya but across Africa. Thank you for every deliberation. Thank you for every solution that has been discovered through these platforms. And we pray that even as we conclude, you're going to give us wisdom to implement every decision that has been made through this summit, oh God. How we pray, Lord, even on this last final closing session, that you're going to lead us, oh God. We pray for a great closure, oh God. We want also to thank you, Lord, for our nation. Thank you, Lord, for all the visitors that have come here from across Africa, Lord, Jehovah Father. And we pray that, King of all glory, that you're going to bless every nation that is represented here, oh God, that you will be the God of Africa, Lord, even as you lead us, Lord, not only in ICT, Lord, in all the other sectors. We are grateful, Lord, for the gift of rain, and we continue to pray that, Lord, you will give it sufficiently, Lord, not to destroy, but to benefit us. Thank you, we thank you, and we bless you. In Jesus' name do we pray and believe. Amen.
Thank you, Madam Annette. Your Excellency, sir, ladies and gentlemen, shall we take our seats? Your Excellency, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, Your Excellency Rigathi Gachagua, the Cabinet Secretary, Information, Communications and Digital Economy, Honorable Eliud Owalo, and counterparts from across the continent, including Honorable Leokadi Ndagasiaba of Burundi, Honorable Ndati Murusi of Lesotho, Honorable Mohammed Molid Mohammed of Sarawi, Dr. Michael Makwei of South Sudan, Principal Secretaries present in information and digital sectors and other sectors, Your Excellency, including Engineer John Temui from Kenya, Dr. Beula Chirume of Zimbabwe, Baldwin Chiamwaka of Malawi, the Senator, who is also the chair of the ICT committee in the country, Honorable Alan Chesang, all heads and representatives of delegations, young innovators and students, ladies and gentlemen. Your Excellency, sir, it is indeed a great pleasure to have you here for the closing ceremony of what has been a rather successful Connected Africa Summit of this year, 2024, themed to unlock growth beyond connectivity, even as Africa works on a singular position to leverage on growing ICT trends. Your Excellency, without further ado, I wish now to call upon the presentations sector, where we're going to start with the M-Pesa Foundation Academy, and these will be presented, Your Excellency, by Frederick Njoroge and Cheryl Cosmos. Your Excellency, from the M-Pesa Foundation Academy, the students will be here to give an AI loan approval system presentation. As they take the stage, get ready to witness how the innovative approach is transforming the landscape of loan applications and approvals. Please, let's give them a round of applause. Welcome, Frederick. Welcome, Cheryl.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. So welcome all to our groundbreaking AI loan approval system. In a world where time is of the essence and financial decisions are paramount, we thought of coming up with an idea, or rather a decision, whereby it represents efficiency and accuracy in the lending and borrowing of loans. Thank you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, our AI system does not only depict the approval process, but also ensures fairness and efficiency in the approval process. Frederick will take us more on this. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. For the implementation of our AI system, we needed to integrate data analysis skills, Python coding skills, and data science skills, which are all essentials of AI. Special appreciation to Codris, a platform where we learned Python course, and it was very educative, and we gained a lot from it. So AI is like a human. It mimics the human behavior, and it can be trained, it can learn, and it can also predict when it is needed to. So today, that is what we're going to do. We are going to use a public data set. This is a data set that I got from Chrome. A disclaimer is that we should all know that loan approval criteria can vary across banks. So there might be variation in the data set leading to the loan approval decisions. So this is a data set that we got from the Google Chrome, and it is the one that we trained our model on. We have 12 columns and 4,269 entries. As you can see, these are indicators that are used to determine if a person is approved for a loan or not. You can see we have the loan amount, the loan term, the CIBIL score, which is the Credit Information Bureau India Limited, a numerical representation of a person's creditworthiness based on his credit history. Does he pay loans or not? Does he pay loans on time or not? That is all about CIBIL score. So next slide, we have the data analysis bit of the project. This is where I analyze the data. The data analysis bit contains, it helps me to know which the best algorithm to implement my project with. Data analysis is like knowing the best technique to teach a child based on how he learns. It's the best technique to know how to teach a child based on how he learns. So that's what basically data analysis is. The next slide contains the model. I know you don't understand what is there, so this model simply, the way you can't read a person's mind is the way you can't read that model. It's encryption, but you can also translate it to a language that humans can understand. The next slide, we have the code. Now, after we've trained the model, we now want to create the interface and the mechanism of the model. This is where now we're going to integrate HTML and Python to create a Flask application that is going to create a user interface. So the next slide contains the Python file, where the next slide contains the user interface. So this is the user interface. I'm going to take you testing of the application. You can go, So these are indicators that an individual is going to put so that you can know if that person is approved for a loan or not. We have the number of dependents. That is simply people who depend on you, children. That is 2. Education, maybe let's take the person is a graduate, while he's self-employed. Annual income, assuming that he earns 50,000 per month, we can say that that is 600,000 per year. The loan amount, maybe he wants to fill up stock, that 5,000, where the loan term is 5 months. The CIBIL score, which I said is the Credit Information Bureau India Limited, might be 760. It is normally out of 900, and a good CIBIL score is considered to be between 700 and 900. That is what a good CIBIL score is. On the next slide, we have the residential assets value. All these assets value: residential, commercial, luxury, and bank. Let's say I have a bank, a residential assets value of 450,000, a commercial assets value of 450,000 still, luxury assets value of 560,000, bank assets value of 345,000. When you predict this, this is the result. The loan gets approved. Now that is how our project works, and we feel like this project holds something for the future. It is going to reduce the potential biases that usually occur when people are applying. Going to help to reduce the lengthy periods that are there when people are applying for loans. We encourage all the banking industry to adopt this process because it's going to help them. And in as much as loan approval criteria differs, we should, I encourage as one, and all users can use these systems for all.
Now, all said and done, we would like to welcome any one of you who'd like to visit our academy. I'm sure you'll get to have problems. This is M-Pesa Foundation Academy. It's at your service. And check on our ideas. Thank you.
Please, another round of applause for our young innovators. Your Excellency, mentoring the young ones. Your Excellency, up on stage, we have other finalists that is. These are the finalists, Your Excellency, and they will be presenting to us a maternal care platform for mothers to gain knowledge on maternal health and schedule appointments with medical physicians using geolocation. The platform is able to connect expectant mothers using USSD, video conferencing, and progressive web apps to verified healthcare professions. Wambiri Isaac, Ian Masharia, Maureen Chemutai, and Faith Wambui, the floor is yours.
Good afternoon, everyone. We are Team Zahara. These are my members, and we are from Build for Health, and we'd like to introduce our project, which is called Zahara. Zahara is a platform that tries to bridge the gap between mothers and maternal health services across the board through USSD and through our web platform. So our project, we are just going to go straight into the demo. Instead of we are going to explain the breadth of the project as we go. So we have our platform. We've already gone a landing page where we are outlining all our services for people who want to access the web platform. So we can go, you have your chatbot there, you have all of your services there. We give you access to maternal health documents, to doctors. We give you access from your home through teleconferencing, through the board, and so on. We have used artificial intelligence and other services, machine learning and so on, so that we can analyze maternal patterns, questions they ask, and we have trained our chatbot to give you results and answers. As you can see, we have a prompt there. So we are going to ask trimester-based questions about diet, about posture, things that affect mothers that they have to go to a clinic on a daily basis to get the information from. You just get them from our platform. So we are going to query our chatbot. As you can see, we have included some information on the platform, and that's our response. It gives you a breakdown of what you can do, how you can communicate with your kids, with your with very keen detail to everything. We have also given you a Find a Doctor platform, which uses geomapping and geolocation. So you can find doctors near you, gives you a landing page where you can see the doctor, get the number, call the doctor, video chat with the doctors. We have a full-fledged teleconferencing platform, and this is just the start of it. And that's our payment page, our landing page, where you can communicate with the doctor. You can just pay, start the call, talk to your doctor, tell him what's going on with your body, tell him what's going on with the kid, tell him what stage you are in the pregnancy, and the doctor will guide you. To cater for mothers who are in the rural areas, people who don't have access to mobile platforms, web platforms, doesn't have a smartphone, with your feature phone, you can access the exact same services. You can also order for emergency services. So maybe you need an ambulance, you don't need to go on, call your friend, like we do in Kenya. You call a friend, take the kid to the hospital. No. Dial the USSD, you get the doctor, and the ambulance comes to you. Very simple, very simplified. You don't need to have a smartphone to do that. It also provides an information platform. What that means is, if you need to know data about diet for during the second trimester and so on, you just go to the SDK as it is in the USSD, get the data. If you need more information, just select the option. You get more communication through a call. You have a certified and ready-made doctor to talk to you. So we are trying to leverage technologies that have been there across Africa, but we're trying to combine it into a platform that has conferencing, has USSD, caters for every mother at an affordable, planning to make it so expensive to be exhibitive to the mothers who are in. Everybody is catered for. And so that I don't talk about the mother aspect, because I am fully qualified to talk about. How about I give a team member of mine 30 seconds, 10 seconds to talk about it?
Okay, to wrap it up, I can imagine a world where we mothers are empowered and supported to take care of our children and nurture that life from the conception to our motherhood journey. Okay, I think we can solve issues with information health when we are going to perform first aid for our children, and I think this platform is an important adopt as a government, so that it's a platform that is tailored for us mothers. Thank you.
Therefore, as we close the stage, as we complete our project pitch, we'd like to say this platform, the groundwork has already been built with this project in Kenya, across Africa. We have already implemented some of the data languages platforms. So if you need to talk Burundi, any language, the platform is scalable. It is for us, it is for our mothers, because that's where we came from, that's where we aim. They are the source of our life. Thank you very much.
Please, another round of applause as the Zahara team exits the stage. Your Excellency, sir, indeed technology has been the present and without doubt is the future. Your Excellency, having witnessed firsthand the global skill set presented by our young innovators, allow me most humbly now to have on stage Stanley Kamanguria, who is the CEO of the ICT Authority in Kenya, to lead us through the next session. Welcome, CEO.
Your Excellency, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, Honorable Cabinet Secretary, Eliud, and all other ministers, our principal secretaries, Your Excellency, allow me to ride on the protocols already established in the interest of time. It is with great honor, Your Excellency, to welcome us of the Connected Africa Summit 2024. We have had a very, very intense 4 days of discussions, Your Excellency, and we have had representation from at least 40 Africa and beyond. At this juncture, Your Excellency, I want to allow me to welcome one of my peers from Sierra Leone to come and make just two quick remarks on behalf of all the CEOs, authorities and regulatory bodies that we did have a session with.
Your Excellency, Vice President of the Republic of Kenya, please protocols. Good afternoon, everyone. And authorities that have attended the summit. Has been exemplary. We say thank you. You have made our stay an unforgettable one. This summit has challenged our imaginative. In the future, as regulators, we are tasked to create the enabling environment for mobile network operators, as well as seek the interest of our citizens. Creating the space involves of taxes, infrastructural development, energy, etc. So in collaboration with our ministers and our PSs, we will put together roadmaps for our respective countries, but will provide that platform for continental collaborations and cooperations. That is sharing our positive experiences challenges, opportunities, and skills will provide a leverage system that will enable within this group to improve in innovation and transform our continent. In the form of the big fives, the high fives. In my country, Sierra Leone, innovation and technology is one of the big 5 game changers, change manifesto ideas of our President, retired Brigadier Julius Maada Bio. And this is poised to improve agriculture, create jobs and reforms that are fit for the 21st century revolution. We will take home all these discussions and skills gained here, making and implementation processes. These decisions will involve the young, the formally educated, the informally educated, and women. Together we can come up with solutions. We must consciously invest and unlock the she potential, she-tech potential, gender balance, connectivity, affordability, accessibility for all citizens of Africa. And Connected Africa, being a very formidable entity, can bridge that in terms of our levels of participation in the ICT world. As implementing authorities in our respective countries, we must collaborate to harness the rising sun of technology in Africa. And yes, we will. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Director General. Your Excellency, as you can see from the remarks, we have agreed in one voice as the ICT authorities and regulators to work enabled African continent. Allow me, Your Excellency, first of all, to thank you for being here with us and supporting this initiative. All our countries with the agenda of digital transformation. Your Excellency, the connected journey has been a long journey but very exciting. Some of the innovations that we are seeing here today, we hope that just as we have seen before, some of them are going to be able to scale to commercial levels. From the various connected summits that we have held before, we have a number of innovations that are already in the market and also other critical interventions that have led to public sector transformation, including, Your Excellency, the system that you just saw on eCitizen is a product of one of our connected summits. Your Excellency, I want to thank also in a special way all our sponsors and partners for collaborating with us. Allow me also, Your Excellency, to thank our CES and the ministry team put this event together, as well as the ICT Authority Board and the Secretariat nights that they put in to bring this together. We also asking us to put this together, and we appreciate. As that have come to the fore during these 4 days of discussions. Number one is that we must include into the equation of into the equation of growth in Africa, the issue of digitalization and digital economy. We have witnessed how technology is shaping that conversation of including the digital economy to propel growth must continue. Number two, from the flood, it is clear that we are operating below our full potential. We have also seen the huge opportunities that we have, including some of the talents that we are seeing here from our young people. Huge opportunities in terms of natural resources that can go towards manufacturing for technology. Digitizing Africa, we can only do so through collaboration in government, between governments and private sector, and between with those few remarks, Your Excellency, allow me to introduce Honorable Sylvanus Maritim.
Chagwa, our Cabinet Secretary, Honorable Eliud Owalo, and the ministers from the region, our PS, already established. Good afternoon. Mine, Your Excellency, is to welcome you. But most importantly, it means a lot to us as a ministry. It is a clear indication that indeed Kenya, and particularly the government of the day, believes and is committed in transforming lives and empowering lives through ICT. Your Excellency, our take-home basket is full. We've picked the best practice across the region. We've shared our success stories. We've identified the gaps. We know what we are supposed to do, and I want to confirm and affirm that as I play our role to ensure that we keep the wheels of digitalization rolling. Your Excellency, allow me also to, in a special way, thank Waziri, Honorable Eliud Owalo, with your team, Engineer P.S. Tanui, and Professor Kisiangangi. You've demonstrated leadership today because you've held our hands. I know I've not said this before, but I personally feel lucky to walk around men of integrity, men who are always ready to support. And for sure, on behalf of the board, I also want to confirm and commit that as ICT authority, we are going to ensure that we stand firm and discharge the mandate of the government. Allow me also, on behalf of the board, to thank our sponsors, delegates, speakers. You know, you've all jointly ensured that our dream, an idea that came last year, has become a reality today. As we go home, let us remember that there is nothing for us without us. I will encourage all of us, to each one of us plug into the digital sockets as we work together. Otherwise, as I conclude, I will want to recognize my colleagues, chairpersons who are here. We have Sunday Oyalo, who is the chair of Kenya Yearbook. We have Maria Wambui, who is the chairperson of CA. And we have also my board, I'm sure they are here. We appreciate for the work that we've been doing. At this point in time, allow me to invite Engineer John Tanui to make his remarks. I thank you.
Your Excellency, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, Honorable Secretary, Ministry of Information, Communication and Digital Economy, Honorable Eliud Owalo, Cabinet Secretaries and Ministers, and Director General, CEOs, sponsors, partners, and delegates. Good afternoon. Your Excellency, this is a special moment for us as a country to be able to host this event. Kenya has held an event we've called Connected for the last 12. And the team started dreaming of bringing the entire continent here. This is our maiden inaugural conference, bringing we've learned from each other. Our young people have been able to even embrace us and surprise us with their knowledge and depth of what's happening in this emerging space. We have colleagues from the continent, my colleague PSS from the region, Baldin PS from Malawi to come on behalf of all of us. Samuel Chi Mwaka. Samuel, please come over. As I introduce the other PSS, we are from Lesotho, Kanono, Ramasho, here, please stand up. We are from we also have PS from Siwade, Dr. Siwade, she left, and also from the country, I have Patrick Kilemi, from Susan Mangeni for cooperatives. Also, we had PS Kisiangani and other several PSS who have been with us. I'll ask my colleague, Samuel Baldwin, to make a few remarks. Welcome.
Excellency, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, Honorable, Your Excellency, have been advised that there is a more honorable, remarkable way of pronouncing your name, Rigiji. I hope I'm correct, Your Excellency. Cabinet Secretaries, ICT and Digital Economy, Honorable Eliad Owalu, all Honorable Ministers present, John Tanoi, PSICDK, our colleagues, Principal Secretaries present, the Board Chairman, CEO, ICT Authority, and all Board Chairpersons available, CEOs, and their representatives available here, and all protocols observed. Good afternoon, habari yenu. I will start with a quote, which I'm sure for all of us is still fresh and memorable. Through collaboration and innovation, we will lay and empower the people of Africa to achieve the UN Sustainable Development Goals, AU's Agenda 2063. President William Ruto, Connected Africa Summit 2020. In the breakaway sessions, plenary across this theme of collaboration to digitalize Africa. Now, by His Excellency President Ruto, honorable ministers and distinguished following as takeaways and lessons from this conference. Of course, I should address Your Excellency to say these are the takeaways that came through. I will not really bore you with a long list because some have already been highlighted, but just so that we were very serious. We took our time to really concentrate and make sure that we come up with resolutions. Allow me to just share a few. Number one, the call to fast track require close collaboration and dedication by all African governments. And of course, by mentioning government on behalf of my PSAs, Dr. Lazarus McCarthy Chakwera 2 days ago, conveying greetings from President Ruto, and he's strongly behind Connected Africa. I also spoke to our Honorable Minister, who was supposed to be here, who gave me a blessing to be here. Why maybe I look confident, not nervous, because Connected Africa. He too also gives his blessing. I believe it is the same way with all my colleagues, the PSAs. Now, governments and key stakeholders should aim at developing forward-looking and people-centric policies that will bring connectivity to the continent's total population. Engagement among peers with action points drawn from the summit are very key. And number two, the summit has emphasized on key issues that require to be persuaded by all of us, including number one, digital inclusion. I will not elaborate, to just run through them. Under ICT infrastructure, we have learned that we need to evaluate, but also make our governments that is electronic and smart cities. We also ID and breaking the barriers that prohibit trade and e-commerce. The thematic areas discussed range from the power of artificial intelligence. We saw the young people here from PES Academy. Artificial intelligence, and ensure that AI works for and is relevant for African needs and aspirations, but also to leverage our young talent to increase the agility. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, have been up. As I conclude, Your Excellency, allow me just to provide the way forward that the PSAs have come up with to concretize. We have agreed a creation of PSAs forum to be named later, the creation of secretariat with a staff combination of public and the private sector, development of a concept note including manifesto with clear objectives, formation of ICT authorities, collaborative efforts on currently up. These are fruits, low-hanging fruits that we have already seen. Kenya will be supporting Sudan and Malawi on setting their ICT authorities. He's nodding in agreement. And then also a proposed visit contemplate on our Mvela Smart City. We have already started plucking the fruits of collaboration. Thanks. I've lost 2 kgs while I'm here, not because I haven't been fed. There was plenty of food, plenty to enjoy. And the smiles around from, from the ministry, starting with the cabinet secretary there who has been present all the time, gave all of us as bravery to face the lions in the national park. And even to make a decision to be coming here. Thanks on behalf of all the delegates go to the Kenyan government for the excellent hosting and coordination of the summit. You've raised the standards are very high, the shoes are big. The hospitality demonstrated and friendliness shown by the organizing team. But also, as we come to the end, the Connected Africa Summit, I want to express my gratitude to everyone who took part. Thank you, Your Excellency. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Chirume, please come and make a few remarks. Your Excellency, I didn't introduce one of Dr. Lado is. Thank you, and we have to ensure that the connectivity between Kenya and South Sudan is realized, and from there all the way to the Atlantic Ocean. Welcome, my sister.
Thank you very much, PS. Let me start by acknowledging the presence of His Excellency, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, Rigati Kachagua, please forgive my pronunciation, the Cabinet Secretary. Let me also honorable ministers, principal secretaries, and everyone who is actually here. I'm so happy this afternoon that as I speak to you, President Ruto is in Zimbabwe and we are hosting him for the Zimbabwe International Trade Fair. So that already gives a sense of the collaboration between Zimbabwe and Kenya. Also, what has been actually cemented here as we have been connecting with all ministers across the African continent, principal secretaries here to make the way forward for the digital economy. Let me say that on behalf of the Zimbabwean government and fellow African governments that participated at the Connected Africa Summit, I extend our warmest congratulations and heartfelt appreciation to the government of Kenya for the outstanding hosting of the Connected Africa Summit. This remarkable event provided a vital platform for the continent to come together and deliberate on key topics that are shaping Africa's digital future. You also learned from my colleague who has just spoken the outcomes, what we came up with as permanent secretaries or principal secretaries on the way forward in shaping the digital evolution of the African continent. The summit's focus on digital connectivity, safeguarding growth and building resilience resonated deeply with the aspirations and priorities of the African nations. We commend Kenya's leadership and dedication to addressing the digital divide, which remains a significant challenge across the country. They've not just addressed the digital divide, they've also addressed the gender digital divide. I was supposed to speak in the SheTech, but I couldn't get an opportunity, but I hope next time we also will be able to speak to that. We were also happy that, very interesting topics were actually discussed here. I participated in the smart villages and other such conversations, issues around the cyberspace, artificial intelligence, which we saw what young people are actually doing, big data, policy and regulation of these emerging technologies, and also the importance of creating, enabling, and secure environment for our digital transformation initiatives. We were particularly, Your Excellency, inspired by the emphasis on leveraging digital technology to drive agricultural transformation and enhance food security in Africa. And our concern really was on the youth, and we were actually saying there's no need for the rural to urban migration, but that our youth can engage sustainably in initiatives on ICT. We were also happy that, this aligns with the goals and aspirations of many African nations, including Zimbabwe. Your Excellency, this Connected Africa Summit, we were in the meeting for principal secretaries this morning, and I also underscored the fact that it is a catalyst for collaboration, knowledge sharing, and partnership building among African nations, I was telling my counterpart here that now I know the PS from Malawi, I know the PS from Kenya, and the rest of from Sudan and such other countries, giving us the platform to communicate and share experiences and not start afresh where we can actually share knowledge. Once again, Your Excellency, we express our sincere appreciation to the government of Kenya for this wonderful hosting of the Connected Africa Summit. And we are confident that the leaders of this event will continue to energize the continent and propelling Africa towards a future of digital empowerment, economic prosperity, and social progress. Thank you very much, Your Excellency.
Thank you, Dr. Buela Chirume. Thank you very much. Your Excellency, as you've heard from our colleagues, through Connected Summit, we have found a platform to connect. We've come to know each other, and we've also found an opportunity as a continent to have a common position on some of the most pressing issues of the world and of the continent, one being connectivity. Other include emerging issues, artificial intelligence, which were well explained by the M-Pesa school and also the other application. We also realize we need to adopt a common approach on issues of cybersecurity and also look at how to position our continent on issues of semiconductors, which are shaping the next step of economic development. Your Excellency, the position we've taken will be shared by our cabinet secretaries, which will guide the decisions which have been made by the ministers and the principal secretaries who are here. We've agreed to work together as one, as a continent, and we've realized as the continent, these are the leaders who are going to address the challenges of the continent. Finally, Your Excellency, we really want to thank you for coming to grace this closing ceremony, and also for your commitment for the youth of Kenya and the youth of the continent. There is no day I meet you, Your Excellency, and you do not remind me about the youth of our country and the youth of our continent. Even as we went through the exhibition, you would still talk to us about the youth of our country. Thank you, continue, Your Excellency, and this platform will enable our youth of the continent to share, to connect, and see any good thing from any of the countries can be easily adopted. If there is a great solution in Zimbabwe, it can be used in South Sudan, used in Kenya, in Malawi, and vice versa. So that is the platform this summit is creating for us. Without further ado, Your Excellency, it's my honor to invite our Cabinet Secretary, Honorable Eliud Owalo, to make his remarks. Welcome, Waziri.
Your Excellency, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, fellow Cabinet Secretaries, Permanent and Principal Secretaries, Chairpersons of the boards of various parastatals, all delegates, our partners, and all protocols observed. This is a great day, Your Excellency, both for Kenya and Africa, because we have just concluded a very, very important platform for thought leadership in the digital space. We had representation from a whopping 49 countries, and that representation was constituted the ministers, the industry, and our partners. And through these discussions, we have managed to scan the operational environment to discern the challenges we are faced in the digital space and what we need to do to overcome those challenges. We have taken into context the milestones we have realized and what we need to do to sustain them moving forward. We have determined the gaps and what we need to do to close those gaps. And moving forward, we have clearly articulated what our critical tech success factors should be, which have informed the thematic areas or the key result areas for Africa as a continent in the technological space. And we have also come up with very, very clear programs and activities that we need to implement. Allow me, therefore, Your Excellency, with your permission, to call upon my colleague, the Minister for ICT from Lesotho, to come forward on behalf of all the ministers and everybody else who has been part and parcel of this process to articulate the attendant resolutions emanating from this Connected Africa Summit 2024. Welcome, my sister.
Thank you, the Cabinet Secretary of ICT in Kenya. Let me start by paying my respects to you, Your Excellency Deputy President, and the Cabinet Secretaries, especially you, my colleague, and other honorable ministers here present, and all the senior officials with us today. Please allow me to say all protocol observed. It has been a very exciting 4 days, and I am honored to be giving a summary of what we have come up with as ministers. The culmination of the deliberations and the discussions and the questioning that we did over the 4 days. It has been the 4 days where we took a closer look on where we are on the digitization journey that all countries are taking. And it was humbling to realize that while some of us are still dreaming of certain things, in Kenya, those things are happening. And we thank Kenya for, yes, they do deserve a round of applause. Some are, like I said, are still on the visioning stage. Some are on the planning stage. Some are implementing. Kenya is already reviewing targets, what they have been able to achieve. And we all learned something. The previous speaker talked about the basket that is full. Mine is very full. I come from the Kingdom of Lesotho, and I would just want to say, well done with the Open University. I think we will have the Basotho students coming to learn here. It's like an answer to what we've been all longing for. A university which is not requiring anyone to go physically to the university. I think that is really commendable. There are many commendable achievements from this country, and from all the other countries that are assembled here, we've learned something. Let me not waste time, but go straight into what I am here to do, which is to read the Nairobi Declaration on Fostering a Connected and Empowered Africa, joint statement by African digital and tech ministers. We, the ministers in charge of information, communication, and technology in Africa, having convened at the Ministerial Exclusive Roundtable Forum at the Connected Africa 2024 under the leadership of CS Eliud Owalo, have deliberated extensively on harnessing the potential of digital technologies for the advancement of our continent. We have engaged in dialogue with esteemed representatives from across our diverse continent, as well as guest countries and international organizations such as the African Union, the United Nations, and the World Bank Group, to forge a path towards a more interconnected Africa. We reaffirm our declaration, as outlined in our meetings, to propel Africa into a digital future marked by equality, inclusion, sustainability, transparency, accountability, diversity, and respect for human rights, including privacy. Emphasizing the centrality of digitization and digital infrastructure to modern economies, we pledge to harness digital infrastructure and technologies to drive inclusive economic growth of at least 5% annually within the next decade. We envision Africa as a leading force in the realization of a Society 5.0, integrating technological advancement with human needs. In pursuit of these goals, we endorse the establishment of new collaborative mechanisms with measurable objectives to advance our shared vision for a digitally empowered Africa by 2030. The measurable objectives include to ensure that we are making tangible progress towards a digitally empowered Africa. We have established measurable objectives that will serve as benchmarks for our collective efforts. Those objectives focus on two critical areas, being expanding internet access and equipping the next generation with the skills needed to thrive in the digital world. By tracking our progress against these clear metrics, we can hold ourselves accountable to achieve our ambitious goals. We would like to increase internet access rates across Africa by 20% within the next 5 years. We would like to train 1 million young people in digital skills by 2027 through the capacity building mechanism. And we have identified the following as implementing strategies. To achieve the ambitious goals outlined in this declaration, we must translate vision into action. The key implementation strategies that will guide our collaborative efforts focus on securing the resources and developing the programs necessary to empower Africa's youth and bridge the digital divide. The strategies are as follows. To establish a task force dedicated to identifying and securing funding mechanisms for infrastructure development, exploring public-private partnerships, and fostering innovation in financing models. Number 2 is to develop specific training programs and online learning platforms for the capacity building mechanism, focusing on in-demand digital skills. We further acknowledge the need for diversified funding sources to achieve our goals, and we explore the following. 1, public-private partnerships, international aid, innovative financing mechanisms. We are committed to operationalizing these frameworks and reporting on our progress towards achieving these goals within the next 3 years, as subsequent ministerial meetings and forums. To further strengthen this, we commit to 1, harmonize legislation and regulation of ICT across Africa to ensure a consistent and predictable regulatory environment that fosters innovation and investment. 2, to enable cross-border data transfer to facilitate trade and information sharing across regional blocks, unlocking the full potential of digital economy. 3, to promote knowledge sharing of artificial intelligence through benchmarking to enable African nations to develop effective strategies, policies, and frameworks for harnessing and transformative power of artificial intelligence. 4, harmonize taxation on ICT to incentivize investment in the sector, leading to faster infrastructure development and broader access to digital technologies for all citizens. Foster establishment of continental digital platforms to facilitate e-commerce, financial inclusion, and other aspects of Africa's digital economy. 6, to collaborate towards ensuring that Africa participates in the manufacture of semiconductors and affordable digital devices. 7, which is the last one, to collaborate on data centers towards promoting investments in data center infrastructure and cloud service services in Africa so as to propel Africa's digital transformation and innovation. We are also proud to announce the establishment of the Africa Cybersecurity and Artificial Intelligence Council to enhance the continent's capacity and capability to address emerging risks and accelerated digitalization. This council will serve as an advisory entity driving policies that align with our shared values and developmental goals. We call upon all stakeholders to join us in building a digitally empowered Africa for the benefit of our citizens. We extend our sincere appreciation to our partners and stakeholders for their expert contributions to our endeavors. We are committed to realizing a prosperous, digitally connected Africa that reflects our shared values. This declaration serves as a roadmap for achieving digitally empowered Africa. Through collaboration, innovation, and a commitment to these shared principles, we unlock the immense potential of technology to transform our continent. This is the end of the declaration, which has been made by the following ministers representing, I'll just mention the countries. We have Honorable Minister from Kenya, and Honorable Minister from Zambia, Honorable Minister from Burundi, Honorable Minister from Uganda, Honorable Minister from Rwanda, and Honorable Minister from Lesotho, Honorable Minister from Tanzania, Honorable Minister from Zimbabwe, Honorable Minister from Ghana, Honorable Minister from Sierra Leone, Honorable Minister from Somalia, Honorable Minister from Sahrawi, and Honorable Minister from South Sudan. That is not the end, we still have more. Honorable Minister from Malawi, Honorable Minister from Angola, and last but not least, yeah. This is our declaration. If you could just give it a round of applause, it's been hard work. And thank you very much to the technical officers who helped to put it together. Thank you for a wonderful host. To the wonderful host, thank you very much for the warm welcome. Please pass our regards even to the Honorable President for allowing to see us that afternoon. It has been really well appreciated and commendable. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Minister. Your Excellency, that is the tech roadmap for Africa by way of output as captured in that communique. We still have 3 cabinet secretaries here. I just want to introduce them, ministers from other countries, the ones who are still present. I just want to introduce them. We have got, stand up and wave to the crowd. We have the cabinet, ICT cabinet minister from South Sudan. Just wave to the delegates. And then we also have the ICT cabinet minister from Sahrawi. Just wave. Most of the other cabinet ministers left yesterday due to other engagements. Your Excellency, allow me to appreciate the support and cooperation that we have so far gotten from our legislature. As you have heard from the communique, most of the ICT interventions that we want to introduce in Africa require the active support of our respective parliaments. I want to thank most sincerely our ICT Committee of the Senate, which is ably represented here by the Chair, Senator Alan Chesang, and the Vice Chair, Senator Miraj, and in equal measure, the ICT Committee of our National Assembly, led by Honorable KJ Kiare. They have been part and parcel of us in everything that we are doing, and without their support and cooperation, we would not have gotten this far. Subsequently, Your Excellency, through you, let me express our gratitude to His Excellency the President for two things. One, putting ICT at the author center of the overall development agenda of this country. Our digital superhighway is a standalone thematic area in our Kenya Kwanza plan, and it's today not just an enabler to all the other facets of the plan that we are rolling out, but also a critical success factor for this country moving forward. And two, may I again, through you, sincerely thank the President and yourself for always being available for constant guidance and tutelage, depending on unfolding events from time to time. You have always made sure that we are on track as far as the digital transformation agenda is concerned, and you have always been available for consultations depending on emerging issues in our operational environment. With those many remarks, ladies and gentlemen, today is the day of His Excellency the Deputy President. Kindly be upstanding and allow me to invite His Excellency the Deputy President to come and close this summit. Welcome, Your Excellency.
Thank you very much, Minister. Please be seated. Honorable Ministers, Principal Secretaries, Excellency Ambassadors, Heads of Mission and Delegations, ICT and Innovation Thought Leaders, distinguished guests, business leaders, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It is a pleasure joining you this afternoon for the closing of this highly insightful Connected Africa Summit 2024. The 4-day summit has been a vibrant conversation of the stakeholders from Africa and beyond on a renewed dedication to shaping a connected, inclusive, and more prosperous Africa. This year's theme, Shaping the Future of a Connected Africa, Unlocking Growth Beyond Connectivity, has framed our discussions, reminding us that digital transformation is not just about technology in infrastructure. It is about the diversity in people and meeting their needs. It is also about governments providing enabling policies and equitable partnerships that deliver value for everyone, leaving no one behind. Together, we have explored various dimensions of this transformation, from digital trade and e-commerce to innovative solutions for public health, education, among other sectors of the economy. As His Excellency President William Ruto noted, Africans are not just participants in the digital economy, they are the very designers of the current and future digital landscape. And this summit has represented the best and unique convergence of sectors, showcasing what is possible when we work together while connected. Let me congratulate the organizers and participants of this summit for anchoring the discussions of the African Union's Africa Digital Compact and the Africa Digital Economy Strategy underpinning Agenda 2063. These important frameworks reflect our collective vision and actionable plans that are shaping our approach to digital integration. They are the basis of transforming Africa into a global hub of technology and innovation, riding on the demographic advantages, mineral wealth, green energy capacity, among other resources. Indeed, inclusive technology is no longer the future. It is the present. Our continent is not just designed and destined to be an endless consumer of digital innovations. Africa must make digital innovation a lifestyle. Our people, especially the youth, are a potent resource. that we are investing in for our continent to be an equal player in the global digital and innovation space, including in artificial intelligence. This underscores why this summit is timely and strategic in propelling the dream of Africa rising, where no one is left behind. Cultivating and strengthening partnerships in developing and enhancing the digital infrastructure of the continent places us on the path to overcoming various barriers. It also enables us to exploit the digital economy as the foremost opportunity for the youth to be job creators, not seekers. To driving commerce under the Africa Continental Free Trade Area Agreement, which has been ratified by 87% of the African states, effectively creating a market of over 1.2 billion people. Digital innovation is also a key enabler to addressing food insecurity, combating climate change, ending armed conflicts, among other challenges. Innovation facilitates development of industries, besides improving quality of life through the various sectors as government embrace electronic service delivery for efficiency and effectiveness. That is why I'm excited that the summit is heavily represented by key government decision makers, implementers, and influencers on enhancing skills of the civil service on unique technologies. What from talking to action with concrete, measurable milestones achievable before the next Connected Summit. We must be measured by the value of the connectivity, how many businesses have been created, how many young Africans have access to meaningful and gainful opportunities, how value chains in agriculture, health, or educational transformation have been transformed. For a sustained, connected continent in digital innovation for socio-economic growth, we call on all our sister countries to align their education systems to build a strong base of technocrats, firmly grounded on talent and contemporary needs-driven inventions. This is in addition to reviewing and standardizing policies for safety, security, and efficiency of investment past the borders of one country. On the other hand, ladies and gentlemen, cooperation and collaboration with partners beyond the continent cannot be gainsaid. We are ready to work together in research to gain insights from data to inform and guide transformative innovations. We invite investments to ignite ideas into impactful innovations. To this end, I am pleased to learn that this summit has established a Connected Africa Secretariat that will take the resolutions and the practical actions forward. In this regard, I thank the Ministers for ICT for holding a dedicated session whose outcomes include a capacity building facility for leaders, an artificial intelligence ministerial council to lead the charge on Africa in emerging technologies. This is in addition to an agreement of a follow-up at the margins of the Africa Development Bank annual meeting, a convening of finance ministers, ministers of trade, and ministers of ICT, the European Union, foundations, and development partners on how to finance Africa's digital transformation. I therefore, on behalf of my boss, look forward to welcoming you in Nairobi in the next note. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to the organizers, the Ministry of ICT and the Digital Economy, the ICT Authority, who have been our gracious hosts. I thank the participants and the partners for their invaluable contribution, which has led to the Connected Africa Summit 2024, Nairobi Declaration, which gives us a way forward on delivering the Africa we want. I now have the pleasure of declaring the Connected Africa Summit 2024 officially. Thank you very much. Thank you. Let me, as I wind up, apologize to the visiting ministers who had difficulties pronouncing my name. It's a rather difficult name, but I'm not difficult myself. I'm a very simple person. My name being difficult has nothing about me. I'm a very simple guy. And that's why the young people here simplified that difficult name into something simple called Rigiji. I want to thank all our visitors for taking time to visit our beautiful country, to engage with our ICT people, and come up with the Nairobi Declaration. I want to say we'll be happy to host you again and again. And before you go, please take time to enjoy our hospitality. If you have time, fly to the Masai Mara and have a beautiful moment to see our wildlife, the best in the world. But don't go near the lions, just away from far. Again, I also want to ask you to spend time, if you can, go to Mombasa. We have very exotic beaches. You can do some sunbathing, and you can also enjoy our cultural heritage. What I'm trying to do in a nutshell is to encourage you not to go back with the foreign currency you came with from your country. Please make sure you spend it here. We need it. Make sure you spend all the dollars, all the euros, all the sterling pounds, all the francs, whatever currency you may have. Spend it here before you go home. So again, on behalf of the President, the government of Kenya, and the people of Kenya, we want to say thank you very much for visiting us. We love visitors, and we'll welcome you again and again to this beautiful country. When you go home, please give our greetings and give our warm regards to the people of your host countries. Asanteni sana, may God bless you and bless you abundantly. Thank you very much.
On stage, as I invite our Cabinet Secretary, Bwana Owalo, to appreciate Deputy President.
Your Excellency, just before we let you sit down, delegates, please do have your seats for a moment. We've got an award ceremony that we'd like to celebrate our young innovators in the space of health and health tech. We had a 48-hour hackathon, and out of that hackathon on Build Health for Africa, we got a number of teams that submitted and worked on proposals and have won awards today. Let's appreciate the first runners-up, Salama Plus, who received 100,000 shillings. Salama Plus is a vital medical information platform for epileptic persons. The platform is able to utilize NFC, USSD, and is a wearable technology that is able to share vital contact and medical information for administration of first aid. The platform allows epileptic patients to choose what medical and contact information they want to be publicly available to first aiders. Registered health professionals are able to gain access to vital medical information for emergency treatment. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together once again for the first runners-up for Build Health for Africa Hackathon, and they receive a check of 100,000 Kenya shillings. All right, and the winner of the Build Health for Africa Hackathon 2024 is Zahara. Zahara is a maternal care platform for mothers to gain knowledge on maternal health and schedule appointments with medical physicians using geolocation.
The platform is able to connect expectant mothers using USSD, video conferencing, and progressive web apps to verified healthcare professionals. Zahara receives a check of 150,000 Kenya shillings. Let's appreciate them one more time, ladies and gentlemen. All right, and we now want to appreciate for your contribution in shaping Africa's digital future. I would like to invite our Cabinet Secretary and the CEO of ICT Authority to hand over the award. PS, I'd like to invite you to come on stage as well. Chairman, please come and join us on stage.
As we finalize on the award ceremony of that hackathon, and of course, as we gift His Excellency, we wish to request all ministers, PSAs, and heads of delegation to prepare for a photo session where we join the Deputy President on stage. Please, all ministers, PSAs, and heads of delegation, honorable ministers, may we proceed to the stage.